Yeah, so the other day I did an announcement about my new series that's called Puddling in Independent Publishers. I will link the announcement video down below. It's basically a series where I'm going to be reading 4 books from a few UK independent publishers and letting you know my feelings on them in an attempt to sort of get more people to be aware of independent publishers and also to force myself to actually read independent published books, because I do not read enough of them, as I'm sure is true for a lot of people. So my first publisher that I'm going to be exploring is Salt Publishing. Now I have read a few of their books before and I've gotten along with all of them, to be honest, but I've never properly delved into their catalogue, so it was a lot of fun picking out the books and they have arrived, so I'm going to show you them today. I was going to do an unboxing, but there was a complication and my package got opened by somebody else, so I couldn't. And also, I knew what was in them anyway, so it wasn't the end of the world. So when you order from Salt, you get 2 little packages of salt, which are really cute, and you also get a lovely little postcard with a handwritten note on it, which I think is a really nice touch. So one of these books I had already, but alas, it is a Salt book nonetheless, and it is Alice Thompson's The Book Collector. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of this on YouTube. I did say that I wanted to sort of get books that hadn't been spoken about so much, and this is one that has been spoken about quite a bit. But because I had it already, I thought it would be silly not to include it in this series. So this, as far as I can tell, is kind of a fairy tale-esque book about... It sounds a bit like it's about feminist issues and about the fact of sort of female insanity and the way females were treated in Edwardian England and the way that they were put in institutes and things like that. I think it's that the woman becomes obsessed with a book of fairy tales and it goes from there. And I've heard some kind of mixed things. I know a lot of people were excited about it, but a lot of people were also disappointed by it. So I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy it. It sounds intriguing and it's only short, so it's not going to take that long. I think this is probably going to be the first one I read. Then I have The Knife Drawer by Patricia Tarrant. Now, people who've been here for a while will know that I read Broken Things by Patricia Tarrant last year and I absolutely adored it. It was fantastic. I will link my review of that down below. I wanted to pick this up ever since, so this was the perfect opportunity to do so. This is a bit thicker, so I'll probably leave this one for a while, but I'm very excited to get to it. I don't know much about this other than the fact that I think it's a riff on the nursery tale of 3 blind mice. So that's about all I know. I think the knives are actual characters in this story, which intrigues me a lot. If it's anything like Broken Things, it's going to be very lyrical and I'm very, very excited to get into it. I think it's kind of... Then I have the Best British Short Stories of 2016, edited by Nicholas Royal. This is something that I've noticed Salt do every year. They release a book of the short stories that they deemed to be the best of the year, and I think that's a really good idea. I love short story anthologies. I think it's a fantastic way to discover new short story writers, and I've had a flick through the authors in here and I don't recognise any of them. So hopefully I'm going to find some real gems in here. I've wanted to get this since it came out. Much like The Knife Drawer, it's been on my wish list for far too long, so again, this was a fantastic chance to actually get to this, and as I say, hopefully I'll discover some short story writers that I did not know about before. And then finally, I've got one that I had never heard of before I went on the Salt website, and this is one that I'm really excited about because I haven't heard anyone speak about it and I have no preconceptions, and that is The Birth Machine by Elizabeth Baines. Again, it sounds like this looks at sort of feminist issues and the idea of fairy tales. I'll read you the back because I don't, as I say, know that much about it. So it says, tucked up on the ward and secure in the latex technology, Zelda is about to give birth to her baby. But things don't go to plan, and as her labour progresses and the drugs take over, Zelda enters a surreal world where past and present become confused and blend with fairy tale and myth, and where old secrets surface, finally give birth to disturbing revelations in the present. Birth Machine is a gripping story of buried secrets and a long-ago murder and of present-day betrayals. Above all, it is a powerful novel about the ways we can wield control through logic and language, and about the battle over who owns the right to knowledge to tell the stories of who we are. So, I'm really, really intrigued by that. It sounds fascinating. Again, it's quite a short one, so I might get to this one soon, and I will let you know how I get on. So that's all the stories I'm going to be reading from Salt for the time being. I'm very excited for every single one of them, to be honest with you. There were so many stories on the website that I could have gone for. I think a lot of the stories seem to have sort of fairy tale-esque themes, which quite intrigues me, and also a lot of them seemed quite feminist heavy, which I enjoy. Always enjoy in literature. So I had to settle for 4 because I didn't want to go over the top. But there are, as I say, I will be definitely revisiting the website and getting some more. What I thought I would do is bring you reviews of these as I read them so that I can keep you up to date and you don't have to wait for months on end to find out what I thought. And then at the end of finishing all 4 of them, I will do a wrap up of Salt as a general, and then we'll move on to the next publisher, which is going to be Blue Moose Books 5. And I'll see you next time. Bye!